The Women's Africa Cup of Nations is ongoing, but this could just be the last dance for a few iconic players currently participating in the competition, most of whom are over 30 years of age and have been defending the colors of their nations for the past decade. We'll begin in the first place with Gabrielle Abudi-Ongene, captain of the Indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon, who will be playing her record 8th WAFCON tournament. In fact, Abodi just needs to play against Mali on July 29th when Cameroon begins their 2026 WAFCON campaign to become the player with the most WAFCON appearances in the history of the competition, surpassing Nigeria's Enome Ebi, who held the record with 7 WAFCON tournaments. The 37-year-old Cameroonian forward has played at every edition of the WAFCON since 2010. Two-time finalist, most capped Cameroonian player at the moment. So we'll say she's arguably the face of Cameroonian women's football. And now let's talk about the most decorated players as far as this competition is concerned. Nigeria has always stood out and dominated women's football on the continental stage. And of course, the most decorated would definitely come from Nigeria. So we are talking about Osinachi Ohale and Francisca Odega, who are the most titled players, not only in the current WAFCON tournament, but in the history of the competition, with 5 titles each. With the Super Falcons of Nigeria, this edition, they are chasing a 6th title, while Nigeria is chasing a record 11th. Odega is 32 and Ohale is 33, so it is fair to say that these two players have been instrumental in Nigeria's dominance on the continental stage for the past decade, and their longevity brings a wealth of experience to Nigeria's 2026 WAFCON squad. And then there's Ghislaine Chebak of Morocco, the team's captain. She's 35 years old and could just be playing her last WAFCON tournament. Chebak is considered one of Morocco's greatest players ever. She finished the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations as Golden Boot winner after scoring 5 goals in 6 matches. In 2022, she led Morocco to the final of the tournament and eventually finished player of the tournament. And she stood out as one of the top scorers of that edition. In fact, she comes into this edition of the WAFCON on home soil as reigning CAF Women's Player of the Year. Chebak has stood out as one of those energetic players who are not ready to give up anytime soon. We could just be saying this is the last dance, but these players tell us that they are the ones who write their stories, and only they can decide if this truly will be the last dance. And so we have the oldest players in the ongoing WAFCON: Malian midfielder Fatoumata Diarra and Zambian forward Rachel Nachula, who are about 40 years of age. Rachel is a former sprinter turned footballer, and these players have proven that age is just a number.